Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's energy update for June 23rd through to June 30th. Crazy that we're going into our last week of this amazing month. I hope all of you have been enjoying your summer so far and enjoyed the solstice the other day. We've definitely had some really beautiful days and sunshine where I am in Canada, and I hope all of you have been able to also enjoy that beautiful weather. So this week we have some really beautiful themes. So let's dive in. Let's see what my guides had to say and what channeled through for us. So our first theme is all around home and belonging. So this first theme is all about letting yourself go home to where you belong. Building a sense of belonging, understanding you're right here for a reason. Okay, this was so beautiful. So let's read through what channeled. Maybe everything fell apart to put you back together again. And this was really cool because at this point they were showing me that old nursery rhyme of Humpty Dumpty, who had a great fall and then they couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And this was a really powerful theme that I feel has been really coming through and very overarching the past few months. We've had a lot of raw heart opening, and for a lot of us it might have felt like we've been a little bit cracked open. Maybe we've been doing a lot of release work. Maybe there's been a lot of truths that have been coming to light. Maybe there's been this new beginning that has been happening in your life, and as this new beginning happens, we're having to close off and close old doors. And so with that, there's been this very large theme of grief and purging and release work and shadow work that might be very predominant right now and perhaps the past few months for us. So be very aware of that. You know, what has been going through in that shadow work aspect? What has been trying to catch your attention when it comes to some shadow work? And what I'm really hearing this week is, once again, this very strong vibe of where we might be feeling a little bit, honestly, like scrambled egg. Literally, like Humpty Dumpty is pictured as that egg, right? And maybe we've been feeling like we've fallen apart. Maybe things have just not been going the way we want things to go. For a lot of us, we're actually having this strong theme of feeling directionless. Maybe we've been changing. Maybe we've been unsure of ourselves where we used to be sure. They're showing me a lot in our career and relationships and things really, really shifting. So when this happens, it's only natural to question yourself and to wonder if you're on the right path and where you should and shouldn't be. And this is a very big theme this week. Where are you feeling like you are no longer belonging? Or where is it that you need to feel home? And it's reestablishing where we want to have our roots now. So what's really cool is this first theme is all about that, building a sense of belonging and coming to the understanding that even if we're feeling like scrambled eggs right now, understanding that you're right here, right now, on this path, on this planet, right in this area that you live in, for a reason, and coming to that bigger picture. So there's going to be a lot about seeking clarity this week, and this is really coming through in that sense of getting the big picture, opening up your intuition. Intuition was a very strong theme this week, and we need to learn to trust our intuition and trust the voice of the heart. So it's also been really coming through as this predominant theme of heart chakra. So where are you with that? What themes have been coming to the surface for you when it comes to your heart? Are you listening to your heart and the direction it is trying to tell you to go? Okay, so if you are feeling directionless, if you are feeling lost, if you are feeling unsure, all the answers reside in there this week. And so it's very important for us to come to this realization that not all is lost, okay? And we absolutely can put ourselves back together again, Okay, so let's read this next section. Nothing is ever fully lost or broken. Release this illusion for life. You are right where you should be, even if you don't understand what things look like yet. Everything is okay, even if you feel like a broken disaster, lost without direction. Trust. The way will be found. Reclaim your power and realize you pave the way. Okay, now this is where they were giving this illumination to our power this week. So what channeled next was looking for someone to show you the way. You need to now look to yourself. Only you know the path of your heart. Seek answers inside. The answers await you. And they really were highlighting meditation and introspection this week. Asking yourself, how do you wish to live? What actions do you need to take to make it a reality? It's okay if dreams have changed. Let them go. Let new paths birth from your truth now. You have changed. Thus, the path changes with you. Decide to walk your path, the true path, the authentic path. Believe things can and will work out for you. Release self-doubt and shame surrounding who you are. Rest when you need to rest and know that all will come in good time. For now, plant the seeds for your future without human formula. We will provide the how. For now, focus on the task at hand, self-love and liberation. So let's stop there. There's so much to unpack with this first little bit of channeling, and of course this is going to be very unique to each of you. But what I keep hearing is to allow ourselves to flow this week and to really open up to our trust and faith to navigate unknowns. So many of us, like has been said, have changed. Okay, we are walking a very unique path, and a lot of us are here to break ancestral patterns and ways of living life. We are here to flip all of that onto itself and reinvent life as we know it. So if you resonate with that, if you resonate as being the black sheep, the rebel, the one who wants to go their own way, you are going to be different. And these steps that you've taken to formulate a life that is truly in alignment for yourself is going to make things shift and change. So what I keep hearing is you are here to do things that no one has done before. So there's not going to be a formula. There's not going to be a roadmap. There's not going to be someone to give you directions. And what I'm hearing is that's why you have to really learn to trust yourself. And that is why now is the time for you to go inward and follow your inner compass, your inner voice, the voice of your intuition to show you the way. Okay, so remember, this week, if you feel lost, if you feel like you have no direction and you're like, how do I do this? How do I build these big dreams that I have for my life? How do I live this authentic path? I have no guidance. Recognize your power. Recognize that you are so powerful and so well equipped. You don't even know. You just forgot. And what they're really bringing forward this week is recognizing that you have free will. You get to choose your path, and you have all the tools. Trust me, you have all of the tools you've ever needed inside of you. That is why you chose this life. That is why you chose to incarnate as who you are right now. If you were not meant to have these desires that have been carried and planted very specifically within you, within your heart, what would be the point of having them at all? What would be the point of having your desires if you were not meant to fulfill them? If you were not meant to indulge and engage in them? Why would you have them? Remember just how intentional this universe is. But this is the beautiful beauty of life, is we get to choose whether we follow and engage and claim those dreams or not. If we're going to stay safe and follow the human formula for life, or if we're going to pave our own path. If we are going to become the leaders of our lives and show the way life needs to be lived for us as a unique individual. So remember your power this week. Remember you are so capable of anything that you desire. Don't look at what everyone else is doing. Okay, this is coming through extremely strong. Stop looking at what everyone else is doing. That is their path. That isn't yours. So why are you trying to formulate your life based on other people's paths? Paths you are not meant to take. Paths that are not meant for you. Make your own path. Make your life so fantastic for yourself that you have no desire to look elsewhere. Realize just how powerful you are. You can create anything. And just remember, any of those voices that come in this week, that tear you down, that say it's not possible, you are insignificant, you have to stay safe. If any of those voices come up, realize them as what they truly are. Programs. Programs meant to keep you small and contained. My friends, is that how you want to live your life? Do you want to live your life small and contained? Or do you want to live big? Do you want to be the leader of your life? Recognize where that inner rebel wants to sing. Recognize where that inner leader is rising in you. It's time to get big. It's time to make the bold moves for yourself. If things are staying stagnant, where are you stagnant? If things aren't changing fast enough, where are you not changing where you need to change? If things aren't expanding, are you expanding? Are you willing to let go of those small little programs of your mind and live with your heart? Because your heart knows exactly where to go. Your heart knows exactly where you need to be. The path narrows to a singular destination when you listen to your heart. So seek those answers, my friends. Make sure you are listening. When you listen to your heart, there will never be regret. Please gather the evidence of this. Go back over your life. When you listened to your heart and followed its true guidance without restraint, did you have any regrets? We hear it all the time. The heart is treacherous. Don't trust your heart. That is a lie. The heart wants what's best for you. And it's time to follow through on your desires. Trust yourself. And know that if things have changed, that's okay. If you've changed, if your dreams have suddenly changed, how can you just give yourself permission to flow? Why do you have to judge it? Why do you have to hold on to dreams that were too small for you? If you've expanded, if you've been doing the inner work and the healing you've been needing to do, keep going. Don't hold yourself back. It's okay to change. It's okay to want something else now. Because you, my friend, are getting big. So those dreams, they got to match that big boss energy. Okay? So if you've got the big boss energy and you're stepping into big boss energy, take a look at those old dreams. Were they really a suitable match for big boss energy? Okay? And trust that everything shifts as it's meant to. And nothing will ever be lost to you that is meant for you. So give yourself permission to flow with life. Don't hold on to things. Don't harbor things. Trust if they're meant to be there, they will. Okay? This applies to relationships in your life. If there's a person you're worried about, if there's someone you feel like you're leaving behind or isn't catching up in their journey with you, how can you release the fear and let it be what it will be? Trusting if that person is meant for you, they're meant for you. If they're there just for a season, then they're there for a season. Can you let it be what it will be? And trust that whatever happens is with your highest good in mind when you follow your heart and you follow your path. There are going to be people you will have to let go. And I'm hearing this. As you follow the path of your heart, there's going to be people you will leave behind. It's only natural. There will be people who will not align with you anymore. There are going to be people who won't support you the way you need to be supported anymore. But this is not going to be a loss to you. This is not going to be a grievance to you. Because when you're in your heart energy and you are following the path that is most aligned for your highest self and for your highest good, you're not even thinking about what you've left behind. You are going to be living your best life, your highest vibrational life. So you will wish those people farewell, knowing there is nothing wrong with you. Knowing that you deserve to be in your big boss energy. And let everything else go. So, my friends, release the need to attachment this week. Detach yourself from situations, from outcomes, from people, from anything that is concerning you. Focus on the task at hand. Don't think of the how. Don't worry about your next 10 steps. What is the step you're being called to master right now? Okay? Self-love and liberation. They gave it to you, okay? How can you focus there? Now, a big part of this is really taking care of yourself. Okay, this is really coming in this week. Have you been taking care of you? Please listen to yourself. How is your body? How are your energies? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you taking care of your body, your mind? How is your mind? How is your mental health? How are you feeling emotionally? Have you checked in with yourself today? How is your stress? What do you need to do to make sure you take care of you? You are what's most important. Don't forget your health. This is a very important message. Don't forget your health. It's incredibly important. If you don't have your health, what do you really have? Some of us are getting lost in the drama, in the events of the world, in our families, in people, in the burdens that we have every day. Where have you lost the respect for your body, for your health, for your needs? This is a huge piece of self-love, is taking care of your health. So please take care of it. A big one is a lot of us are exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. We have been doing huge healing and grief release. That's very draining on the body. If you've been being stressed, if you've been overwhelmed, please, okay, listen to your body. Give yourself the rest you require, okay? And know that everything is coming just as it should, okay? Now, the other thing I really want to bring out here is career. We're talking a lot about career this week. Maybe you have goals. Maybe you have things you're working towards. Please take what resonates. This could apply to anything. But what I'm really hearing is we need a balanced approach, okay? Balance is key this week as well. And a lot of us are wanting those answers, like, how do I make this happen? How do I grow my career? How do I get to this goal? How do I have the perfect relationship? How do I do this? Stop focusing on the how. Once more, focus on self-love and your liberation. And we're going to talk about the second part very soon here. But what I keep hearing is release any formulas. Release the how-to, the get rich quick thing, the make a million followers thing. Stop following all that. You need to focus on yourself, on your path, and what's important right now. And trust that the how will be revealed. Okay, so this is a very important side message for a lot of us this week. If you've been worried, how do I do this? How do I make it happen? Surrender it. Give it to God right now. And trust that the answers will be revealed right when they need to be. And if you need any answers, go to your heart. Okay? All right, let's move to this next theme of self-love and liberation. Liberating yourself of all the things you thought you were to uncover who you have become. Okay, this was so cool. So this is actually a very big theme, and there's so much to unpack with this, so we're going to try to keep it light. But the biggest thing is we're going to be getting a lot of awarenesses around labels that we have put upon ourselves, judgments we have put upon ourselves. So think about that. What are the labels you have for your life? And it could be as innocent as, I do this for a living. Well, does your living define you? Is that a label for you? Have you attached to that as being who you are? Have you attached to, I am this or I am that? So think very specifically this week, what are the labels you put upon yourself or that others have given you that you've accepted as your own? And are they labels that you continually would like to maintain? Are these labels you want to keep? Okay? And what needs to change? What needs to shift? How do you want to be defined? Okay, this is very deep, and this is going to be extremely rewarding because we're getting to know ourselves again. We're getting to know the depths of our heart. We're getting to know what's really important to us at the core. And once again, this has changed. You're not the person you were last year. You're not the person you were last week. You have changed, okay? This is why it's so important to check in. To check in and to really identify what it is we want to maintain now. So how do you want to be defined? And what do you need to liberate? Okay, so this is really interesting. They're actually giving me this example of bullying, and where someone literally told you something really awful and you believed it. So say they said you were too short or you were ugly or you shouldn't wear this style of pants because it's unflattering on you. Okay, we can have those very simple things, but they could have stuck, and maybe all your life they became an insecurity for you. So now you will never wear that style of pants because one person said they're unflattering on you. Or you wear high heels because one person said you were too short, right? So we can go on and on about that. These are very simple ones, but they're giving me this awareness of, where have you been bullied? Where has someone literally slapped a label on you? And where did you take that label as your own? Do you now identify with that label that someone slapped on you? And where do you need to liberate yourself from these toxic beliefs? So this week we're going to be deep diving. It's going to be a deep internal week, but it's going to be so liberating. They're showing me a lot about cleansing the energies, where we're being purified. We're raising our vibration with this work that we're doing. So we're actually going to be feeling mighty good. Okay, so don't take this as like, oh no, I have to go there, I have to go to these parts that have been bullied and I've got to address all this heavy stuff. Don't worry so much about that. Take it as it comes, but I'm really hearing you're liberating yourself, right? So when we do this work, have that attitude. You're not going into the doom and gloom and being like, oh, now I gotta feel all this. And maybe you will. I'm not saying that's going to be everyone's experience, but go in with the intention that, hey, this is not me anymore. This is me, and I'm going to reclaim myself. I'm going to love myself so thoroughly that those labels don't touch me anymore. Those labels don't even matter to me anymore. They don't even come to my mind anymore. So think about that. Where were you bullied? Where were you given judgment? And where do you need to release and shed and liberate yourself from these former judgments that no longer deserve you? Okay? Now, this is going to help us really uncover who we are now. And I'm hearing we're uncovering a lot of strength. We are uncovering a lot of untapped potential that we didn't even know was there. And the heart is becoming emboldened because it's starting to see that we are going to advocate for it. When we remove shame and we remove any of these labels that have hurt us, we are showing up for ourselves in a way that perhaps we've never have before. This is the definition of a best friend. This is you showing up and going, hey, you deserve better. Let's take all of this, get rid of it, throw it into the trash because, hey, you were a rock star. You were amazing. And I'm going to make sure you know it. That's what we're doing for our hearts. We're literally becoming this amazing best friend for ourselves, and we're showing up, and this is building self-trust. This is building an amazing personal relationship with ourselves based in a foundation of love. So this is how we literally reclaim ourselves in our lives, is when we show up and do this work. It's massively healing. It's massively clearing. And I'm just hearing it's going to be extremely emboldening. So these big moves that we've been talking about that we got to make, this is emboldening us. This is going to give us the courage to make those next steps, those big moves, okay? So think about that. If your heart is so full of hurt and so full of grief and so full of past and former judgments, where's the room for the new? Really think about that. Do you have room in that heart that's been so full of pain for that new relationship, for that new career that are going to require that you have self-respect? That are going to require that you love yourself, that are going to require you to advocate for yourself? Are you ready to say no and release the need for lessons that keep showing you what you're actually feeling inside? Maybe I'm not good enough. I need to stay small. I never get supported. Are those your stories? Are those the ones that repeat in your life? When we remove and we clear the heart of hurt and grief and sabotage and all of these things, we are creating space for those big dreams. And that is how we make sure that we're not going to let them slip by. That we are going to claim them because we've gotten ready. We've done the groundwork. We are open to let this new love come in whatever form that takes for you. And when you are in so much love for yourself and you have so much self-respect, you are not going to settle. You are not going to make the mistakes you made before. You are not going to play small because you know your value and you know your worth. So your life is going to entirely change, my friend, when you do this. So this might seem like, oh yeah, just got to do a little bit of inner work, but this is huge. This is paving the way for your next big step. Okay, so recognize the importance of this. Now, this is going to help us with self-rejection. Some of us have been really rejecting ourselves, really rejecting the past, specifically, our former selves. So where have we been ignoring our former self? Where have we been ignoring our past because it's too painful? We don't want to go there. We don't want to feel the grief. We don't want to feel the hurt. The fun stuff, I tell you. We got to feel it to heal it. And once more, I am hearing this is liberation. So look at your former self. If you need to, pull out a picture when you were at your lowest. Look at that person. Look at who you were. How can you look at her without any regret? How can you look at her and say, wow, she deserved so much love? How can you look back and love yourself even then. These are things we need to practice and we need to learn, because a lot of us are looking at our former selves with regret. A lot of us are looking at our former selves with judgment, saying she made so many mistakes. And this goes however you identify. I'm just saying she because I'm thinking of me. So how can you look at your former self with that compassion and with that empathy and go, you know what? She deserves so much more. And this is going to build once more this amazing relationship with yourself in a new way, because you're no longer looking back in judgment, and you're no longer looking back at these events of pain and regretting it or wishing you could change it. It's bringing a whole other level of acceptance and going, you know what? Yes, that was so hard to go through. And yes, there was pain, but I don't have to carry that with me anymore, because I am going to give myself what my former self deserved. I am going to be the advocate for her now. And this changes everything. Imagine being able to go through your life without any pain from your past. Imagine forgiving yourself of every mistake you ever made and wiping the slate completely clean to the point where there is not a single regret in your life. Can you imagine the weight that will be released from your shoulders when you do this? When you have the courage to face that past and give yourself the love you so need. This is what stopping that rejection is going to bring. Recognize that everything you've ever gone through held a purpose and has only added to your strength and your wisdom. It has made you who you are. So don't regret who you are, my friends. So this is releasing grief from the heart. And they want to affirm healing is occurring now. Okay, so I'm going to read what channeled next. Realizing and actualizing the true self. Seeing you are innocent. There is no one to blame. You are healing past trauma, and you are bringing relief to the heart. Vindicating your own goodness. You are open-hearted at last. So this is quite amazing. We are vindicating our own goodness. Now, I love this so much because once again, we are clearing any guilt, any blame, any judgment that we have ever gone through. We are vindicating our former selves. And we are seeing that we have only been good this entire time. We are starting to see that our hearts have been pure this entire time. It is only the perceived judgments that we have taken upon ourselves that has said otherwise. Now, we're going to have downloads this week. So what came through was downloads of insecurity, where you have been lost or misled. Okay, now this was so interesting. So once more, remember those bullies? We might have illumination to that, where we were actually bullied and we didn't realize it. Or where someone said something that we took to heart and we didn't even realize it. Okay? We're going to get these downloads this week, these realizations of where we were told something that wasn't true and it misled us to believe that there was something wrong about ourselves. Now, this is going to be incredibly healing as well, because this is going to illuminate us to the path ahead, okay? So this is what's next. Illumination to the path ahead, a path of love, the path of your dreams and you finally seeing the way. You being free to be you. Okay, so these downloads this week are going to be incredibly not only just healing, but revealing. They're going to be showing us when we have an open heart and we listen to the heart, the path is going to be there. Okay, and it's going to be a path that is most loving for you. It's going to be a path that allows you to actualize your dreams. It's going to be the path that liberates you from all of the lies, from all of the hurts that has ever occurred to you in your life. And I love this so much because it's like you are open-hearted at last. Because as you've cleared the heart, you've made space and you're now open. You're ready to receive now. So if your story has always been, I don't ever get to receive any good in my life, well, when you do this work, my friend, you are going to be totally open to receive every goodness. You are going to be so open because you're going to see you deserved all the things, only the very best in your life right now and all along. That is what being open-hearted feels like. And it allows you to be free to be yourself. Because when you are open in your heart, you are free to love. You are free to receive the love you've always deserved. So are you open-hearted? Where has your heart been closed? Where has your heart been hiding? Where has your heart been so full of pain? Where does your heart need to sing and be heard and be seen and be cherished? Because, my friends, you are magnificent. Your heart is so pure, and so much love needs to come to you now, needs to come to it now. So where have you been hiding from that love? Not receptive, not open. This is what's going to be illuminated this week. Where are you not free? What are the stories that say you are not allowed to be yourself? That you can't be loved unconditionally for who you are? What are the stories that have made you a victim to your life? What are the stories that have made you feel insecure and not enough? Free yourself. Showcase your glory. You are needed here, my friends. And this week, if we do this work, please celebrate yourself. Celebrate everything you've come through. Celebrate who you are now and who you have become. Celebrate these new milestones. Trust yourself. Know the universe has always got your back. The universe loves you so much. It cares about you so much. And my hope and my goal has always been, ever since the beginning of my podcast, ever since the start of my readings, is that you can feel that love for yourself. That you can connect to it for yourself and see just how much you matter, how much you are loved. It's unfathomable how much you are loved. So this week, please connect with that love yourself. Learn how to give it to yourself. Learn how to be in that love every day. Because that is the life that you deserve. So my friends, that is all I have for us this week. What a powerful reading. I feel like this is so, so incredible, the work that we are doing. And they're just showing me now this piece of ourselves that is being returned to our soul, that is being returned to our bodies and to our hearts and our energies. And it's this amazing piece that we felt was missing, this amazing sense of I belong, I am me, and everything I've ever needed to be is right here, right now. And it's this amazing realization, this amazing download that's going to really integrate into our energy fields this week. So be aware of it. Be open to love as much as you can. Bring that loving awareness to that chakra. Hold your heart. Speak to your heart. Tell yourself what you've always needed to hear. If there's something that you want others to tell you, that is where you feel lacking. How can you tell it to yourself? If you just wish that someone rewarded you for your efforts, told you and appreciated you for all that you do, how can you tell yourself, I appreciate you, I love you, you are enough, thank you for all that you've ever done for me? This is the time when we learn how to do this for ourselves. And it's going to be so rewarding. It's going to be so fulfilling. And it will change your life forever. So my friends, let me know how you are doing this work this week down below in the comments, or message me. I love to hear from you. And in the meantime, I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful week, my friends. Bye.